Let's keep going with this because we about to Cooper Kupp. Apparently, for whatever reason, okay, Cooper Kupp, the betting favorite amongst NFL GMs for Cooper Kupp is the Detroit Lions. Why? So Mr. Morale 3-3 says, I just hope everybody's going to be cool with BH not making this trade happen because based on his past practices, this is more likely not happening. All right, so to rebut that, we have to understand that he called to ask about Myles Garrett at the trade deadline. Okay, and that's where we got Big Z from. Okay? Even if he doesn't do the trade, because I can't make Brad Holmes do the trade. Even if he doesn't do the trade, even if he doesn't make the trade happen, I just want everybody to stop acting like we're still drafting for starters. Now, if you hit a home run and it's just like Rodrigo, he came in as a 6th-round rookie and no one in the linebacker room that was up for his position kept him away from starting. That's fine. If that happens, that happens. But the only place that you're going to get a draft now, look, check this out now. Here's another thing. What if Brad Holmes passes on a defensive end in the first round because he doesn't fit? He's not BPA, and BPA is the center that's going to replace Frank Ragnow in 2 years. And then he addresses the defensive end, the edge rusher position in the 2nd or the 3rd round. And then you're looking at that guy, and maybe he takes 3 years, like a lot of players do. Maybe he takes 3 years to have a 10-sack season. And then you look at, I didn't want to get directly into this, so we'll get into that in a little bit. I'm going to come back to that. Okay? Just hold that, put that as a placeholder. BPA dictates that Brad Holmes takes a center in the first round instead of the defensive end that everybody falls in love with, like Mike Green. Okay? Because there's that side of the coin too. Now, if it's BPA, if it's truly BPA, okay, you are using the draft to acquire talent. This is what Brad Holmes has said. So you've used free agency. Now, if in free agency you get Khalil Mack, then whatever. I don't care. Do what you got to do. Okay? Because Khalil Mack is cool to me. I'd love to have Khalil Mack on the team. And he's getting a little bit older. He's getting up there in age. I don't know if he commands the same type of contract that he used to. So that's fine. All right, but let me get back to this other thing. Cooper Kupp to the Detroit Lions. There are people who are saying things like, yes, I would trade J-Mo to get Myles Garrett because then we could go ahead and get Cooper Kupp. You know, I was called a casual on my own show. But that's the most casual ass ish that I've ever heard. We're going to trade J-Mo, who is a completely different receiver than Cooper Kupp, and would serve a completely who serves a completely different purpose within our offense than Cooper Kupp. Because if we're being honest, Amon-Ra St. Brown and Cooper Kupp are not very different at all. So now we're going to give up Jameson Williams, who averaged in the NFL 17 yards per reception, almost 18, who missed 2 games and still had over 1,000 yards receiving. And what was it, 200 plus rush yards? Right? Almost 300. That's the guy we're going to trade for a Cooper Kupp who is 31. He's getting older. J-Mo is 23. Right? Cooper Kupp already cost 20 plus million. J-Mo costs us 5. What are we doing? What are we? So we're on one side of the coin. We're afraid to bring in Myles Garrett and pay him. On the other side of the coin, we're fine bringing in Cooper Kupp, who you already have to pay, who already has a contract, who's, I think next year his cap hit is $29 million. Now, obviously, you're going to renegotiate that and everything, and cool. And the Browns are going to ask for, listen, the Browns don't have a quarterback. What is the point of asking for J-Mo? I'm just saying, in the scheme of things, that makes sense. Okay? If I don't have any containers, I'm not going to ask you for water for the journey. I ain't got nothing to put it in. If I don't have a quarterback to throw to a Jameson Williams, why am I going to ask for Jama? Unless they're like, okay, fine, because Deshaun Watson is out of here. We're just going to let him languish on the bench because he's got legs that don't work anymore. And we'll eat his cap hit and we'll draft a Cam Ward or a Shedeur Sanders. But then, because they have cap issues, because once they trade Myles Garrett, remember that's $36 million in dead cap instantly. So now we got a receiver who's coming up in a couple years, and we're gonna have to pay him a contract we can't afford. So we're gonna draft him for our rookie quarterback that we're gonna draft, and they're only gonna be together for a year or two, and then it's back to square one. My quarterback's favorite target is gone because Deshaun Watson is still on my books. J-Rod, you trying to get me canceled amongst the Lions fans. I'm not. Everybody read Jay. I'm not even gonna read that out loud because I know Independent, Aquaman, and Sick Argument, and all the cronies. They're just waiting, right? And they're gonna see a clip, or they're gonna tune into the show, and they're waiting. So I'm not even gonna say no stuff like what J-Rod said. So everybody read J-Rod's comment. I'm not gonna say it. What are we doing here, people? This is all I want to know. I'm going to get to your comments, but I just want to understand. Cooper Kupp is going to be the replacement for Jameson Williams, is what I'm hearing. We're worried about paying. We're worried about paying J-Mo if we get Myles Garrett. So we get rid of J-Mo, suggest him in a package for Myles Garrett, and then we bring in Cooper Kupp. Who's making now what we believe J-Mo will be making in a couple of years. I don't know. All right, let me get to some of these comments. What up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy, Motor City Don P here. Listen, if you want to continue keeping your Lions news pragmatic, if you want to keep getting the stats and not none of that static, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share and let everybody know what's going on around here. And turn on your notifications, because how else would you know that we're up in here keeping your Lions news pragmatic? Appreciate you once again, and we are out. Peace.